interesting demonstration. We're going to turn the ceiling into a projection screen. We're going to be using our Black Series Edition. This is our 3D mapping screen paint. We use this for floors, we use this for ceilings. This gives you amazing visual effects that, again, I can't explain this enough, that you cannot do with gray screens or you can't do with white screens. Not going to happen. This is also a great solution for those of you who want to add a little more spice or more decorative design to your dedicated theater rooms, screens, or ceilings, which are fantastic for that because, again, you don't have to spend the money for the infinity ceilings that can cost you anywhere in the price range of $2,000 to $10,000. Screen paint goes for around 32 ounces a quart. 32 ounces a quart is around $362. We are now going to introduce a new 5-gallon container for those of you with much bigger projects, where you can get this at 5 gallons and 2 gallons. Would it be available? We're going to do a lot of cool stuff with this stuff this summer. So right now, I'm covering the floor because the floor is carpet. Which is something new. I got to add into this paint specifications because I've never been on carpet. I haven't been on carpet in a long, long time. Usually, all my places have had hard wooden floors, but this place has carpet. So we're going to put some new instructions into painting specifications for people with carpets. We think that they would cover the rugs up, but again, like I said, I've seen people do crazy stuff. So just in case, we're going to put that in. I'll get that from my experience here. Like I said, I've never been on carpet before. Never even painted on carpet before. We've been upgrading our demo list. So our demo list, we added in some of our past demonstrations, which are quite a lot. We're actually going to be, I'm going to have to design me another page for demos. Literally, our demo page is really huge for our past demos. So I'm going to be putting in a new page for past demos. And that is going to be to show people like our history and stuff like that on our technology. Our website is designed to be like a massive giant business card so people can get all kinds of information on our products. So let me go in. Look at this joker. Early in the morning stealing toys. I see you, Joker. You're okay. You're good. You're good. You're not in any trouble. He's a funny cat. All right. Just watching that Joker from time. He's funny, dude. All right, so let me grab our boxes here because I definitely want to get this out of the way because this is customers and get whatever we need out of here. I see you, Joker. You got your buddy? That's your best friend? You picking him up and carrying him to his destination. And let's get this projector out of here. Subwoofer. Weights. Don't want to get my foot on that. That would hurt. Get some angle out. I think I should be okay with that. Don't have to worry about any of that. Should be good with that. Cover that up. Get my computer and stuff covered up. So I had to move the computer out of this corner because I got a better chance of hitting the ceiling on that side. All right, so it's pretty easy to do. Screen paint we make is one coat application. I've done, oh shoot, okay, here we go. I've done dozens and dozens and dozens. of demonstrations on our products on painting them in. So we never require any of the customers. The only time we require 2 coats, unless you're painting some kind of material that has a hard time taking to the surface, because I've painted walls that have this kind of child-proof protective coating, and we usually have to paint those twice. Or some of the fixed frame screens will have that protective coating too. We always tell you never force it. Always put a light coating, let it dry, and then hit it again. So there are demonstrations on all that. There are customers that done paint on demonstrations, so you know. We want to have some demonstrations where I'm going to have some of my younger ones will be coming down and they'll be painting screens in. It's very easy, so easy a child could paint it. So it's not hard to do. That's why I made that. I talk to a lot of customers every day. When I talk to customers, they're going to be painting the screen in for the first time. So this is going to be, hold on a minute, there's stuff in here, in here and there. So, as I said before, I get this from customers all the time. We send them paint on demonstrations on how to paint the screens in, and they are some of the customers, if you painted already, you're experienced in that field, that's not going to bother you. For a customer who's never painted in a screen before, that may bother them. So that's why it's important to make your paint on demonstrations as easy as possible. That way, the customer, he or she, doesn't have any problems painting it in. To make this complicated for them, I'm going to turn them off on the whole thing. They're not going to want to do it. So you have to make it easy, because I would be the same way. I'm painting for the first time, and I'm given a bunch of insane instructions. I'm going to be bothered by this. Let's put this out here. So I'm going to be bothered by this. On top of that, if you notice that the screen paints we have out here have limitations. We can go just about anywhere we want. So if I want to do my ceiling, I can do my ceiling. If I want to do my floors, I can do my floors. I don't have that that problem with screens washing out, because they're designed with ambient light rejection technology, which is really important. Okay, that's over there. What side do you do it there? Right, when is that opening up? Yeah, this one opening up. Right. So we're gonna make sure my floors are covered. family members will be down. That's something I don't put on recording. But they'll be down because they've never seen one of my ceilings before. And as I told you before, that the people who have this place have never seen. They've seen the demonstrations on my website, but they've never seen never seen it in real life. This is going to be great when I well, we're blessed to get the storefronts, because we'll be able to show the technology off to people that are coming into the store. They'll be able to see it. So this will show you how easy and fast it is to paint and turn your ceiling into a projection screen with our technology. Now, benefits of this over a gray and white screen. Well, like I told you before, we have the screen up there is white. So the problem we have with that is it doesn't pick up jack. Colors, contrast, none of that comes in. That's not even there. So that's one of the problems. And I told you before, those products are not ambient like projection technology. You don't have the capability or nor possess it, so that's something else you're going to run into. Look at the infinity ceilings. Those ceilings right there are black. They're not gray. So, a couple other reasons you're going to have some problems there too. Also, too, you're not going to be able to produce that 100% black level needed to produce those stars. We're just about done covering up the rest of the stuff. I think I'm going to slide my chair out there. But then I'm probably not going to hit my chair. Done this enough time. I'm more concerned about that carpet. So we point down shit we got going on the floor. So right now, we're plastic wrapping the floor. That's what we're doing right now. Quickly cover it up. No, you don't. Get your butt out of that box now. That's right. You got plenty of boxes in. You ain't jumping in my box. That's a big buddy. All right. Here's some ventilation here. Fast. I put that box down here. Here comes Joker jumping in my box, claiming it as his own box. All right, let me see. And we got to convert this thing into a giant paint box. We don't have any post office boxes for that. All right, any pair of scissors. What this is at last. I just said get out of that box, did I not? Keep yourself out of trouble, Joker. Let's go, move it. Now, as in the statement made that it had an odor to it, again, that's going to cost you. I have respiratory issues, lung disease. I have painted multiple screens in without a problem, so never had an issue. So watch this joker right here. Change determined to jump in this box. So I can paint. I've painted multiple rooms. As a matter of fact, one of the dedicated theaters we posted on the site, the entire room is coated in screen paint, literally. Okay, it's going to bypass. He's obsessed with that box now. So no. If anybody would have had an issue, it would have been me first. So that way, at the end of the day, having the lung disease kind of a gift, and I'll tell you why. Because if I'm working with chemicals and I know they can harm the customers, I can tell the first one to pick it up because it'll trigger me. So even if it's water based, some stuff in water based will trigger me. So I'd automatically know if I'm mixing and working with something. But usually, like I said, our technology comes from God. So that I don't have to worry about. If I'm doing something off the records, where basically I'm not listening, I'm doing something that maybe I want to do, then basically this is something I'm experimenting with. And when I'm mixing with something or working with something and something triggers off, that's how I know, like, okay, we got to back away from this. We can't touch this. I had an incident that happened when I was making UV paint and I mixed the wrong stuff together. I'm thinking it was going to work. It didn't work out the way I thought to. Didn't listen to the voice because God will talk to you. And I decided I'm going to go my own path and do it this way because I'm thinking this way is better because humans are hard-headed. We don't listen. And boom, that fast, I was feeling faint. I thought I was going to pass out. Paramedics had to come into the house and all this stuff like that. Yeah, you got to learn to listen when God tells you stuff. So let's get this done. So the floor, like I said, we're going to have to put a new section there for people with carpet because I've never painted on carpet, like never. Even when I did installments, I all forgot about that. We got to expand the page. We don't have enough room for the demo page. We get too much stuff. So we're going to put in another demo page, and this is going to load stuff. Different forms of screens I painted in 235.1, stuff like that, because we just don't have the room. We're just really running out of room over there. All right, so now we got the floor done, and we're going to have to put a section in there for people who have carpet. Like I said, I would think you would basically go in and cover it up, but just put it in there just in case, because I don't want somebody saying, well, he didn't say. You'd be surprised. Well, it's good to cover everything. Well, he didn't say. Painting down here. So we're converting this room into the Galaxy Lounge. Turn this room into a space lounge. Relaxation, meditation, whatever you want to call it. I'm too happy with the rollers though. So that comes from not leaving the house and going to Home Depot and picking up a good rolling system. What the shit it is. Knives, I have knives, nothing here. Wait, you doing in the corner now? We're doing something bad? What did you do? What did you do? In the corner. Bad. What? Oh, in the morning. Looking like a loaf of bread. So the paint pan theory, you can turn anything you want into a paint pan. See that right there? Turn it into a paint pan. You don't have one, and we don't have one. Work this. There we go. Excuse me, Joker. Joker does not like to move. All right, so pretty simple in our box. I ain't shaved today, so shaving tomorrow. I got to wash clothes today and get shaved up maybe after tomorrow. It's easier with the post office box, but you know, anything will work. Let's get our sides. Let's get the inside of the box first. And you want to make sure when you're doing this, there we go. So you can see that right there. If you get yourself some frog tape. There's my new roller. It's okay. I can see the rollers are really, really cheap. So let's see how that works out. Okay. All right, back area right here, you want to tape over? I'll tell you something. I watched this demonstration yesterday. I don't know if you've seen them before. Make sure we get the sides here. So that way on the paint leaking out, which you have to wear as the floor is done, but still you want to make sure you get those sides done. Any paint pouring out. This area is going to be saturated with paint. Our giant paint can. Tape down our sides. I was listening to some jazz yesterday, and first I heard the song when I was at my sister's house. She likes jazz music, and I noticed that there's a beat in there. There's a really interesting beat in there. I've heard that beat before. I'm pretty sure they sat down and had the discussion, and he got the rights to use it. But I've heard that beat before. It's a little. It's one of the Biggie Small songs. It's a kind of repeat beat, and I heard it in a jazz song that was done like in the 70s. The song is called Rise, or Rise. I think that's what it's called. But I was like, wait a minute, I heard that beat before. It was a Biggie Small song. So in order for him, he never got sued for it. Apparently, they asked for permission to use it because I heard it before. I'm gonna play a little bit of it so you can hear it in the music. Those of you who ever listen to Biggie Smalls, you will recognize that sound. You're like, whoa, yeah, it came from that. I was like, what the freak? I was like, that sounds really crazy familiar. And like I said, sometimes if you're listening to music, you may hear something that sounds familiar from an older song, especially if those of you that are older from that generation, you would pick it up faster. For people that are younger, have never experienced that music, wouldn't even notice. They would think it's always something new. And I'm in there talking to my nieces and nephews, and they're in there listening. They like jazz music because they got it from their mother, and they were like, "I've heard that before." I'm like, "Yeah, you heard it before. It's on a Biggie Small song. It's one of the repeats and one of the soundtrack beats." And he was like, and we played it back, and I'm like, "Oh," I said, "Yeah." I said, "You wouldn't have picked that up if your mother didn't introduce you to that music. It would have went right over your head." Yeah, you'd be surprised. They go back and they ask, when you listen to commercials, they got a commercial called I Saw the Sign. Yeah, that's a freaking song from way back in the day. For those of you in that area, you remember that. Yeah, they pick it up in jingles and stuff like that. So they some of them try to get away with it. Perfect example of someone who got caught What's her name? Something Perry. Katy Perry, I think it is. Yeah, Katy Perry. I think it's Katy Perry. Got caught with a song. She was using somebody's music, and they caught her. And sued for millions of dollars for it too. It's crazy, but yeah, they caught her. But it does set. Sometimes they'll take stuff from stars from way back, older stars from way back, and they figure that nobody's going to know. Like maybe the descendants might not be around, or maybe they might just not pick it up. And they'll take the risk. But they're already ready to be sued. I mean, they already have that policy in place just in case if it happens, you know, but still. Yeah, they get it from way back. If you listen to that and that beat, you'll hear it. I'll play a little bit of it and you're like, oh, those of you who remember, if you listen to that, ooh, wait a minute. I might stand wrong on this. This roller feels really nice. I got this whole setup right here. Let's talk about the paint now. We're getting off topic here because I got to have to get off topic. See this right here? I got this from over at Amazon. This whole thing comes apart. It's all portable, comes apart. This gives me ideas. This gives me ideas because, well, actually mine's going to be like a, I'm going to do mine like a titanium baton. Ooh, forgot about that. I need to order one. Okay, so these are like the batons, but this one actually screws in. This is actually a pretty nice concept right here. And then they have, at the far end, they have one screw that goes in. You'll be hunting for a bolt, but there's no bolt needed. Once you slide this in, this thing is locked. And the rollers are really, really nice. These are good rollers. Very good rollers. Well, let's see. Let's see how it works well with our product. All right, so we're going to knock out the ceiling. I'm looking at the white blinds. Oh, it does. It comes out. Wow, it does come out. All right, we'll fix that problem real quick. We'll put this in here. I guess this will keep it from shifting from side to side. Should have literally had a bolt one for the other end. But this is how we'll fix it. We'll get some trusty frog tape, and that's how we'll fix it. Now, the ceiling, these are fantastic. For those of you who want to do something different in your home, some of you want to be close to nature, however you want to do it. You want to change out your environment, add a little interesting design to your home, or for those of you who have dedicated theater room setup, this is also even more fantastic because then you don't have to spend the money for a infinity screen. If you know how much those things cost, they're around minimum $2,000 and $2,000 and up. So you'll pay some money for it. They'll look at the same thing every day. So I go to these forum sites where they have the infinity screens, and we show off these screens right here, and people are freaking crazy over them because, again, you can change out the environment where you want to. I can make it snow. I can bring in the thunderstorms. Oh, heck yeah, we gotta do the thunderstorms. Can you please get out of here? You've got the entire apartment to run around in. You want to be in this section right now. This is where you have to be at. Taco. I'm gonna start calling you Taco the Inspector because you come here like you act like you're inspecting. I don't know. It's the wrong kind of plastic. It's just wrong millimeter. Just gotta do it all over again. And people like, I hate that freaking supervisor. Gets on my freaking nerves. Like, it'll never work. All he does is sleep all day, eat, and do nothing. Oh, perfect. I'll make a perfect supervisor. I'm ordering you a tie today. Perfect. Taco the supervisor. Just comes and judges your work. Doesn't do anything at all. And his excuse is, I don't have posable thumbs. That's the excuse. All right, that's cool. This should take a hot second because, as I said, the ceiling's not that big unless they put that protective coat over top of it. Now, as I said before, in the demonstrations we put up on the site, you're going to see a lot of fixed screens on it. We've done to paint a lot of fixed screens. And you'll notice that every time I paint a fixed screen, I never take the whole thing apart. That's stupid. It's a whole lot of work. It's work enough to get that material to stretch around the frame. Then you got to paint it and do it again. It's a headache. So I don't care how thin the coat is. On top of that, one coat. You only want to do that one coat. You think I want to paint the ceiling twice or these walls twice? No. Got things to do. Ooh, that one right in there. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, let's get this thing done. I'm doing that. So, no, you don't want to be taking apart anything. Especially when it's fixed frames, you don't be ripping that apart. I'm still standing. Evidence. Feel like little child. I know I butchered it dead. I said that song, but who cares? I like it the way I sing it. All right, so got the whole gear on. I do advise you to put on old clothing, because you don't want to jack up your clothes. All right, that's good. It's mixy. What is it? How about nice? Now we're going to be making the 3D paint. Ooh. We're going to be making that and 32s. 32s will be the smallest, 1 gallon and 2 gallons. Customers only. And yes, companies are going to be using it, but companies, when they use that stuff, this is not sold in containers. These are installments, which means they're using, you don't never see the labels. They never show the labels when they do installments. So it doesn't basically bother them at the end of the day, because they don't even know what it is and they don't know where to get it from, because the labels are all covered. This paint right here is used for installments. Customers can use it, yes. But when the companies are doing it, they're not selling it off in containers. They're using installments. They're going to a place, they zip to the screen, they're done. That's what they're doing. When end of this year, hopefully in the middle of the summer, I'll have my own crew, which I'll be hiring, bringing them in for installments. And we got another idea, which I'm not going to say much about because, well, actually, the certified screens can't do that because they don't make screen paints. But then again, companies, but then again, why would you care? Because we test against everybody. We even did goose screen. Oh, shit, I forgot about that. I got to order me another sample sheet of goose screen. Because I can't find mine. I can't find any of my samples. I don't know what I do with them. No, period. All right, let's see how this roller works. It's taken and it's absorbing very nicely. Let's see what cover we get out of this. As a matter of fact, did I even need to make the pan? Oh, it is going to cover nicely. All right, let's see where we're going to start at. Let's start right here. This is why, I'm going to tell you something real quick. People got to add it in there. This is why I don't like it when people do things they shouldn't do. And the reason I tell you this, we had a fellow, when I mention a name, there's a fellow did a fake review against our products. Really didn't appreciate that. And made a comment that the paint was pungent, and also made a comment that it was very hard to apply. Do you have any idea how many screens I've painted with this stuff at the end of the day? I've been painting this stuff, and we've been around since for 12 years. We've been around quite some bit. And I've done so many demonstrations. I'm looking at my YouTube channel, and I'm over 7,000 videos in, 7,000 videos in of test demonstration. So, with customers, like I said, people we usually work with, or people who not work with, people who try to slander us. But this guy right here try to make a statement the product was very hard to paint in, which is, again, goes against him, because customers who watch that knew that wasn't so. But, that's what you got to do in business. This is why, at the end of the day, you get the attorneys, because they're the ones to take care of that part. Other than that, this roller right here is freaking amazing. Oh, man, that's what I'm talking about. This is going to take no time. Should be wearing safety glasses. Actually, honestly, I should be wearing safety glasses, but I don't have them. Yeah. Well, I do have safety glasses. What am I talking about? What are you doing? Come on, man. I got safety glasses. I gotta figure out where to put them at. I saw them. I literally saw my safety glasses. Don't remember where I put them at. All right, whatever. I don't care. I've done my glasses anyway. I literally know where I don't know where I put them at. I know I got a funny feeling where they're at. I don't know where they're at. Jesus, this is fantastic. What else I want to get real quick? Forgot that. Oh, that's what I want to go get. Excuse me. So I put my belt on. Make sure we're suited up. We don't want to show any painters crack. We have people that may be a little obsessed with that. We don't know why. And all that settling stuff, no, you don't have to go through that nonsense. That's why I hate when people do those phony paint on demonstrations and talk all this nonsense. And then all that stuff is not necessary. I'm not going to come in here and tell you about bubbles and all that stuff. I'm not doing that here. Paint the screen and be done. They didn't have a copy of the attachment, right? That's nice. Whoa, fantastic. These are actually really good. I mean, really good. I only paid like 20 bucks for this thing. Those are really good. Sorry if you can't see this part. Here, I'm going to go over here. Back you up a little bit. So we're just going to do the trim. We're going to go around it. Put the trim in. Oh, I can't wait. I've been dying to do a ceiling for a long time. I think the hardest thing for me when let's see, the hardest thing for me when I was at my sister's was not being able to see my technology. That was the hardest for me. And I'm used to being around projection screens. I've been around projection screens for all my life. That's not all my life, but majority of it. And I think that was the hardest thing for me. Looking into those monitors, not seeing my screens. These are my babies. So I'm used to being around this technology all the time. Now, can't express this enough for when I tell you that, and this is the truth. It's not slamming anybody, it's the truth. Gray screens have limitations. You can't apply this to a floor with a gray screen because, again, visual effects and projector mapping do not work. We got projector mapping technology over there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to projector map the ceiling. Don't work. How are you going to pull off an infinity ceiling if the screen's gray? Can't do that. That's why infinity ceilings are black. So if I want to do stars or galaxies or whatever I want, guess what? The ceiling has to be black. That's why it has limitations. That technology allows you to go anywhere you want. Now, I painted the ceiling, but good job. The walls were done the same way. That'd have been nice. This wall has dirty protective coating on it. I had a hard time painting that in right there because of the protective coating. So I don't have to kill a lot of paint. I'm going to have to put in a light primer. That's it, because I ran into two walls like that where I've had that issue with that protective coating that they put on there to childproof it. I can see about the bedroom, but I don't know why in the way you would stick that in the kitchen. Oh, yeah, okay, I kind of got caught that a few minutes ago. Duh. Now I got to go along with a brush. We get our corners in. So what we're going to do next, we got all around here. It's already done. Getting our corners in. We're going to go from here all the way across. Let me get that out of the way, because one of my traditions, which I can never ever seem to break, is I always end up stepping in paint, literally before and in every demonstration. Let's see if we can break that one. Okay, this over here. It's a good thing I did go in and plastic wrap the floors. Now usually if I got something like this on a hardwood floor, all I do is just wipe it down. This is carpet. See that corner a little better there. This is where I have to be a little careful, because we don't have a screen here. We really have a wall here. So be careful here. Door. Now if I tap the wall a little bit, I'm not really concerned about it too much, because I went in and each place I move into, I always take a chip of paint, chip of it, especially if it's got an odd strange color to it, and I'll go in and get a quart of it made, just in case, for touch-ups and stuff like that. I'll tell you one thing. Hold a minute. Hey Sherlock, what are you up to? I'm watching you, Sherlock. We're out of trouble. Sometimes they're going down stuff and we're working on something. An area there. Look at that now. I have the opportunity before it dries. Can I reach it? High ceilings, boy, I tell you. Freaking 5'11". Now I had to get up on my tippy toes on that speaker just to reach that little edge over there. Oh yeah, benefits of having high ceilings. Phew. You know, I got freaking drop ceilings in the hallway. And them suckers are still high. These are my ceilings in the hallway. So, that's the drop ceiling in the hallway. And these are the ceilings in here. So it's got some high ceilings in here. One of the things I wanted, because my ceilings in the other house were around, they're around 8.5. They were pretty high, but they're around 8.5. No one was around 8.5. Almost near 9, I say. These are way taller than 9s. Whew. Okay, let's get this done. Once we get the corners and stuff done, then pretty much everything else is like easy to do. Easy. Actually, it's funny, it was my line, somebody took that. Wow. Well, then again, some people just can't be original. You gotta take everything. A little more than that. I got you guys pointing in the right direction? Yeah, I do. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, you guys in the right direction, at least? All right, get this little nook and cranny spot right here. Just a little trigger me. Get that in there. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Pop right on in there. So now we got our corners done. The rest of it's easy. Color it in like a coloring book, and we're finished. That's it. Kind of hard to see when the light is so freaking bright. Super bright. I can't see. The light's freaking too bright. Well, not too bright, it's fantastic, but I can't see projector on that light. Kind of hard to maneuver when you get the sun glaring in the face. The tip of that brush, roller, sorry, brush, roller. Ooh, that was not good. Should definitely tap that off a little bit. Yeah. So I'm up here. Brushes. Whoa! Oh, that's not good. Yeah, we gotta call maintenance for that. Definitely not good at all, period. That is definitely not good. That sucker came right down. Gotta put in the call. We can lose some money out of our rent too. That is not good. Gee whiz, man, I swear. Just by telling you, at the end of the day, I'm the last person that you want to do something shicey with. I got a brother of mine, he's a building inspector. I don't want that nonsense at the end of the day. What the freak? For that to come down like that, that means it wasn't properly secured in, it was just pushed up there. I just tapped it and it came down. All right, they got to come in here and they got to fix that, definitely. We're definitely going to have some problems with that. Let me get some pictures on that. Let me finish painting out the rest of the ceiling we're going to do right here, because I want to get that done for the video. And I need to get pictures of this. They need to fix that and install that in properly, because that's against the building code right there. There's no wires like exposed. They didn't properly secure it in there. Like, gee whiz, how lazy would you have to be to not put proper screws in to secure a light? Oh, you'd be surprised. For those who are just saying, well, no, it's a very nice building. Actually, one of the buildings before I was going to come here, I'm not going to mention the name of it, but it had some jacked up issues with the building, and they were charging like $3,000, $3,000 to $2,000 for studios in there. And from the pictures from the complaint department, which I'm glad I didn't go through with it, one of there were a couple of bad problems they were having. One thing was infrastructure, where doors weren't shutting correctly. If a door doesn't shut correctly, that means your infrastructure is basically building's leaning, something's going on. Walls are paper thin. People were complaining about a dust that accumulates after 2 years. That's a building crumbling right there. That's it right there. Appliances overheating, stuff like that. And most of all, fire alarms going off in the middle of the night. That's bad circuitry right there. And paper thin walls, which means they constructed the place very, very thin. Oh, I forgot the window leakage. So I had a problem with that. Oh, this is not going to look good for them. We're in a live stream, and that thing came down. Well, it's not going to go well for them. I'm not pulling the live stream. She forget it. I'll leave it this way it is. That's definitely the way it is. So we're about to paint around this bad boy. My goodness, unbelievable. I got one for you. How about you take a ton of money off my freaking rent, and I'll fix your place the way it's supposed to be fixed. Gee whiz. Seriously? You can't do a proper light installment? My goodness. I got my circuit box over there. I'm good. That's unbelievable. Do you have any proof? Yeah. I was in the middle of a live stream when it happened. Got plenty of proof. Yeah, you're gonna fix this mess. It's unbelievable. This is why it pays to get that permission slip, people. This is why it pays to get that permission slip. Because they can say, well, what are you doing painting on the ceiling? I said, well, I got permission. I got permission to paint on the ceiling, I got permission to paint on the walls. This is what I do for a living. So, yeah. Now, I ask you a question. How come that light wasn't properly installed in? Now, if this place passed inspection, that means that that light would have been picked up. And it means it hasn't. Now, if I want to get out of this lease, I can get out of this lease and go to a house. Because that means my brother will come in. He'll look at the video and everything. He knows it has been inspected. He'll red tag, yellow tag this place and shut it down until it's properly inspected. It means I have to return all my money back to my account and I can get a house. Now, if I do this, this is where it gets jacked up. There are other people who live in the building besides me. There's a family that lives over top me. That means they will be displaced. I got the money to go where I want to go. I'm good. But some people don't have it like that. This is their livelihood. They built a place here, a home here, and if I get the place red tag, which I can easily do, that can happen. But still gonna have to need to see the rest of the paperwork on the rest of this place. Other than that, but yeah, that should have never popped out like that at all. Period. Now I know at the end of the day, you naysayers like, oh goodness gracious, we can figure out where he lives at and make some trouble. No, buddy, if you do that nonsense, again, you're dealing with an apartment complex. These people have lawyers like hoo-ha, they do, and you'll get yourself in a lot of trouble. So just mind your own business. Good gracious, I swear we got the most dumbest freaking trolls in the face of the planet. We do. Okay, so let me see. We got to paint around this bad boy. I'm gonna go up there with a flashlight. If there's something that I can fix, I'm just gonna basically drop some screws in and take the power, because I got the power box over here on the side. Knock out the power and just reinstall it and make sure all the grounding, everything's grounded, everything's good to go. Gee whiz, I tell you. Unbelievable. But, you know, craziness, man. Like, what the heck? That's laziness. Unbelievable. It's like the, I'm talking about, people. This is a good theory. This is a good theory about people make great screen paint products. You have to do your job at the end of the day. And then people have to run into these complications. If it was done right, I would basically paint it, video would have been done, finished. That'd have been it. But because you guys don't do your job right, you know, I spend majority of my customers or your customers that are calling me up about their gray screens washing out. Yep. Because they see our demonstrations and they see my customers' demonstrations and they want the same thing. A lot of the customers come to us. see. Yeah. You think it's a special technique when you're painting in the ceiling? No. You go in any direction you want. Not watching movies. Actually, this stuff is not designed for watching movies. You're doing it, this is for visual effects. Yeah. I'm gonna put it in myself. And I'll tell you why, jokers will come in and jack up my freaking ceiling. Don't know what they're doing, probably scratch at my screen. Phew. But I'm gonna bring it to their attention. Let them know I'm fixing it myself. And they can take it out of my rent. Give me another credit. My rent's so low, I'm trying to fix their stuff. Let me see. All right, let me see. So we can get this box in a little better. Some people get over their heads with stuff at the end of the day. Well, that's why anytime I move into a place, good thing I do a lot of YouTube videos because I record all the time. And that way nobody can ever say, oh, you did this. No, I record literally all the time in buildings. When I walk into buildings, I document my everyday experience in an apartment. I keep a journal and a log on everything, houses, wherever I rent. One of the places I was living in, they were telling me that I paid 48 when I came in. I said, no, I paid 40. I paid 64 when I walked in there. Like, no. We remembered you paid 48. I said, okay. Went to my PayPal account, pulled it up, showed who I put the money to, 64. I said, 64, that's what I paid. Oh, we're sorry, we didn't know. We didn't count that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you didn't. All right. Security deposit back. Thank you. Yeah. Chair. I can see the trolls right now taking my video and put a little circle right there. Say, hey, that's a hazard. Really? I've seen some of y'all apartments search you can end up on an episode of Hoarders so fast it's not even funny. I just would not speak on that one. So what they did was they didn't bracket it in. Literally just didn't. All the wires in there are all good, but they didn't bracket it in. I don't know why. What would be going through your mind and not bracketing? Thank God that wasn't a ceiling fan. Gee whiz. I know to make this guy too. Talked when I first came in here. So we're gonna get her on this one spot. Let me see where we're on this one. Actually, we should be on this side over here. So now when I put down for some of the instructions, make sure your light fixtures are secured. Gee whiz, Louise. Off the door. I think cats take that ability to be able to see in the dark too far, because now they think they have invisibility cloak capabilities. Like they'll sit there trying to shut the door, and he's just looking at me, expecting for the door to go through him, because he has cloaking capabilities now, apparently. That's Taco. We gotta get our train set in here too. I gotta order me a train set for Taco Express. So let's get his own train set. I'll tell you one thing, and this is kind of jacked up, but it's true. California got hit with all that rain, insurance went through the roof. It did, seriously. It went through the roof. You know, earthquake, yeah, you would think, fires, yeah. But floods, that's kind of sound like a bit of a far stretch. It would trigger off like that. But because of that, the mudslides and all that stuff, our freaking insurance is going to go through the roof like crazy. And if insurance goes through the roof, that means rent goes up. Everything goes up. Inflation booms to the roof. Because there's no way in the world when Florida got hit, and think about all the insurance policies that they had to have to be, even the companies were gone. So a lot of companies went bankrupt. They couldn't do it. So now they bring in new requirements for homes and everything. And this means higher insurance to cover disasters such as so. And when there's a higher insurance goes in, that means rent, everything goes through the roof. And that's what California's going to go through. Their inflation is going to go skyrocket because, again, like I said, even people in the Hollywood Hills got hit. Everybody got hit with that massive rainstorm. So now a lot of people really didn't think about flood insurance because what's the odds of flood? What's the odds of even happening? But it happened. So that means now landlords at the end of the day are going to say, look, we got to raise rent because, again, we got to pay for insurance. There are going to be certain requirements and building codes that they're going to have to go through now because of what happened. Everything's going to be changed. To make sure that they can withstand whatever comes up the next time around, they got to change all that. That's the horrible part about having a storm come through an area. Everything changes. Rent, all that stuff goes up. Now down here in Pennsylvania, we don't have tornado insurance. Why would I pay for tornado insurance? We never seen a tornado down here. But just say if one were to pop up. Yeah, then guess what? Now we have to apply for a tornado insurance and now all that's going to go up. Buildings are going to have to be inspected now to be to take that hit. And that's going to cost the landlord money and the landlord's going to raise the rent. That's what's going to happen. But yeah, tornado insurance, huh? What the frick am I paying for that for? You can get tornadoes down here. It's crazy. Thank God I didn't turn it something worse, you know? It could have been worse, much worse than what it was. You imagine, it could have been, even though it was really bad, it was just really bad. A lot of people went through some really bad stuff. It could have been far worse than that. Can you imagine if they got hit with that rainstorm and an earthquake triggered off at the same time? You're talking about saturated earth and an earthquake at the same time. That's not good. So it could have been way worse than that. And they're known for earthquakes. As a matter of fact, before the storm hit, they had I had a 6.4, and then they had a 5.4 right after that one. So imagine any given time, if one of them when it triggered off at the same time they were having that storm. The ground was already saturated already. So, you know. Now, you know how insurance companies are. I hate to say this, but you know how it is, you know. You're paying the insurance for most of your life, and then when you need it, they want to drag their feet on giving it back to you. A lot of people go through that crap. And because it was some unoccurring event, oh, they're going to have so many excuses on this one. On top of that, I got friends over in California right now. And if your house wasn't built at a certain year, they considered it not to be covered or whatever nonsense they try to pull up. They did that in Florida. The houses have to be over a certain year how they're constructed. If you had an older house that was past a certain date, it didn't make you eligible. That's dirty. Hey, you can't pay me. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to, AKA, you can't pay me. Some people get renter's insurance. Do I have renter's insurance? No. Why am I going to pay into something that really, at the end of the day, if it goes, I can always replace it? All my PCs and stuff, information and stuff, especially I'm on the first floor, so yeah. But anyway, all my stuff is backed up anyway. Other than that, these trinkets in here, I don't care about this stuff. I realized that when I was moving from one place to the next, carrying and lugging all this stuff to one storage unit, packing it up, carrying it to another unit. And as I'm carrying this stuff, like, do I really need this stuff? Honestly, at the end of the day, I really want this stuff. And I said, no, I don't want it. I'd be happy if I can put my entire life on my back. I'm really getting tired of stuff. I hate it. It's getting to the point. It's nice to have, but I really hate it. All of this is just a burden. That's what it is when you look at it. I can never understand people. I've met people that were minimalist and had very little stuff. I'm like, how can you be happy? You know, it's a technology junkie at the time. And I got big speakers and I had big old TVs and all that stuff like that. How can you not be happy? They were happy. And you realize later on in life as you get older, it's just stuff. That's all it is. And they don't look at it that way anymore. That's why you can notice all my collectibles are sticking in the closet right now. I'm just on the closet. All my stuff is just packed in closets. I only got the stuff out here that I need. I only have what I need. That's it. I'm gonna get my office down even smaller than that. I'm gonna drop it all down to a laptop, make it all wireless, and take it anywhere I want. But the fact that just lugging all that stuff and carrying it from A to B, yeah, it's a burden. That's what I see it as. And again, I'm doing all that work to bring something here that I'm never, ever going to be to take with me when I die. Hey, we got crows down here. Didn't know that. Oh, he needs his window open. Open his window, he's gonna freak out. Like, Dad, the giant crow is here. The giant crow is here. I have to do battle with it. Come here, buddy. Where you at? Where you at? Where are you at? Oh, I see you in the window already. Look at you in the window already. Told you. No sooner than I sat there and said that. He is in his window, looking at the birds, inspecting. Gotta get the supervisors inspecting. All right, so this is what we got here, people. Show you what we got. Talking and painting. Paint talk. So once it dries, everything smooths out. That mess I gotta look at. Matter of fact, once I got this on camera, I gotta look at that very carefully, see what's going up there. I can look at that later on. All right, with that being said, I'm gonna go handle this business right here. I'm not gonna have them come, I'll do it myself. If the wires are exposed, then they need to come and fix that. I got the breaker right over there to knock it out. But other than that, it's just basically they didn't secure it correctly. So I can see there's screws right in the base. I'll drop a couple of screws in there and be done with it. That's it. Take pictures, send it over to them, get a deduction on my rent. I'll get a credit to my rent. Give me a credit like 25. It's the reason why I don't really end up paying any rent here, because I'm constantly fixing their stuff. But anyway, that gives me something to do. And on top of that, I get the chance to remodel, because again, kitchen's driving me nuts. All right, so we get this done. We'll set up a projector in here and get this finished. So that's basically about it. So basically, screen paint's very easy to apply. It's a one-coat application, as you can see. Our breathing is fantastic. Yeah. Anyway, I always do advise you to go in and don't breathe like that by the end of the day. Anyway, crack your windows anytime you're painting. Even if when you're using a paint sprayer, we do advise that you use a mask and that you use safety glasses. Literally, I should have safety glasses on. I was on the ceiling, but I couldn't find them. But you should have safety glasses on. You don't want paint in your eyes. All right, so that's basically about it. What time do we got here for this? Hoping to be done no faster than that, but we did do some talking and pausing, so yeah. All right, as you can see, one coat application. That's it. No multi-coats. If I had to multi-coat this ceiling, it is not going to happen. All right, gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless. Yeah, what the freak was that all about? Like, seriously.